Hi everyone, Lex Gray here with another video. Today we'll be doing another VSSR skirmish match. This time it will be a full-on Slayer mode, but not a team Slayer, a free-for-all Slayer. Recall, I like to reference this game a lot, Halo 3, Slayer. There are, what, 4 to 8 participants, full-on walking around, shooting melee, all the usual stuff. I'm going to do this here. I don't know how. I'm going to improvise, but please be patient with me on this one. I'm really curious how it's going to work out. Basically, I'm going to say all the figures on the board here are tier 2. So they all can take 2 hits and then they fall. These models I found are super cheap, are all like rejected Warhammer models. I'm not too fluent with Warhammer. I know the basic lore, the God Emperor, the Imperium, all that stuff, but the Chaos Gods, the Horde, the Rift. Oh, I know the very, very basics, but I don't play Warhammer. I'm obviously playing a game that's, was most likely inspired by Warhammer, tabletop war games. But these are all Warhammer models. They're all like they were in a bucket of like really cheap models at the local game store. When I saw them, I'm like, holy, I'm gonna buy these, and they're literally $1 each. So some are not really painted correctly. Some looks like they have their full model parts, but they're not like painted perfectly. So consider them like rejects. But for me, that's perfect. Okay, well that's it. Free for all Slayer. We'll see who last man standing, and no rounds. I'll just, as usual, use um, the green tokens to activate each miniature. We'll work our way down the board. I'll try to go from top down, and once we move and do all the actions, we'll reset. So that's it for intros. Let's go to the board. Okay, now, as you can see, we have this setup. It's basically a free-for-all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total units. 10 total, I should say, miniatures. This is not a miniature, it's just a pile of treasure. Now, on these figures, you'll see that there are these 2 figures that look like more of elites. Not from Halo, but they look like they're a step above the typical Imperial um, human soldiers. So most of these are common figures. As you can see, I'll show you as an example. This guy, like I said, he's not painted completely. Kind of has a gray shell. This one is probably the fanciest looking of all. Yeah, but again, these are all Dollar General Warhammer. But we will start from the top left, and we will kind of work our way down the board just to keep things consistent. And we will maintain the usual rules: 6 inches for moving. Some of these characters are melee, some can shoot, some can do both, so I'll have to look at the figure to see what they can do before actually doing the movement. So let's start up here. They're all kind of spread out, and they're not really in any conflict yet, except for these 2. This will be the very last grouping we will resolve. So let's look at this guy up here. Basically, he has a typical gun, a typical, looks like it's some kind of futuristic machine gun. So we will move him a total of 6 inches, and he's going to travel down the hallway right about here. Okay, so he has been moved. Hopefully I'm not as clumsy as I am today. Luckily, these figures actually have bases to them. I'll get the camera a little closer. Next, let's move this guy in here. Now, he is obviously going to spawn and literally encounter this individual here. So this guy has a melee weapon and a gun. So we'll move him here, and he will open fire at this guy. All right. So we're going to roll 2 dice. The blue die will represent mostly attackers, and the red die will represent the defense rolls. Okay, so he is going to shoot him. Oh, I forgot we're not rolling for defense yet. 5 is a success. Rolling for defense, 5. Wow, that's matches. So there is no damage taken. Okay, so he is complete. This guy has also a gun and melee weapon, similar to him, but reversed. Okay, we're going to roll for attack. That is a 3, which is a fail, as he was going to turn and shoot. All right. Now let's go down here. Looks like we have this Majesty himself. He's going to walk up the stairs, and that's all he can do. There is a wall here. There's a little opening here. There's a wall. So you can kind of see the outlines of a wall. Generally, there's a pathway here, and there's a pathway here, surrounded by the wall. Okay, so this Spartan, I want to call him that, moved. Now let's go focus on this room here. This pawn will move. This miniature will move here, and that's all he can do. Okay. This guy will jump out and see this guy right in front of him, and will fire. We'll roll dice. 5 is a hit. Rolling for defense. 3 is a fail. So we have our first wound for today, and it is going to be this figure here. All right, excellent. Now let's focus on this individual here. He will step out of this bedroom and kind of turn to the right, to his right. Okay, so he's moved. Now we have this gray Spartan. I really do wish these were Spartans. It would make my Halo 3 references more have more merit. So he's going to turn around after getting shot and fire back at the shooter. So let's roll for attack. 3 is a fail, so unfortunately that's not going to do anything good for him. All right, we have our last movement for today. This guy started in the worst spot. He's going to have to go up the stairs here, so bring up here like that. Okay, well, there is our first quote-unquote round. Like I said, I'm not really necessarily tracking rounds here, but that is all the movement on the board. Let's jump to the next wave. Before we go on to the next wave, which I think that term is far more relevant here, I want to ask you guys a question, a possible house rule proposition I have. In this game, in VSSR, very simple skirmish rules, typically you aim for the 4 as the number for a success. You could put modifiers. I think that's in the game rules, but anyways, it makes sense. You can have a modifier to the roll. Not necessarily the number itself. Based on difficulty, if there's obstructions, if it's too far, if you're trying to put more extra effort. But here's what I'm thinking. Because again, my games are kind of turning into Halo-inspired skirmish matches. What if I simply just do opposing rolls? Basically, rolling 2d6, the same color, both blue and red, and whoever's the victor takes the cake. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think, because that way it's whoever's the higher roller. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. We'll see. For now, obviously, I'll just stick with the 4 rule, and we'll follow the rules as it says. Okay, let's go back to the table. All right, now we return for the next wave, and let's go back to the top left. We'll have the entrance to this room here is a small little corridor, the small opening here. So this guy has to go right to the door, and he sees the one to the right, and will fire. So rolling for a gun. I think this guy has a gun. Yep. And 2 is a fail, so he misses. So we'll throw that activation token here. And I completely forgot about this guy. My apologies. So let's take a step back. I did not move a guy in the last round. He was here. So let's say this guy, he kind of blended into the furniture. Let's move him here and attack this guy. I'll let him have the first move because of my mistake. So rolling the blue die. 5 is a success. Let's roll for the saving throw. 1 is a fail. Okay, that seems adequate enough. So he takes a wound and he gets his activation marker. Now we are to the defender. He's going to turn here and open fire at the shooter. 1 is a fail. All right, so he's been activated. Now back to the blue room here. This guy is going to run up and use his chainsaw and attack. So rolling for attack. 1 is a failure. Okay. The same guy here is going to use his chainsaw. He also has a weapon, a melee weapon. 5 is a success. Rolling for a save. 1 is a fail, which means that the this figure gets a wound. And also this guy gets an activation token. All right, let's move to the right here, make sure I don't miss anybody. And we're focused on this big guy here. So he's going to enter the room, and there is this guy to the left, to his right, but this guy is most likely will be seen when he enters. So he will walk in and shoot at, actually, he doesn't have a gun. There is a gun in his holster on the side. I think that's a gun, like a shotgun. But I'm going to say this guy's a melee weapon only. So he can't do much. That was 3 inches. So maybe he could attack this guy from behind. Nope, he's not close enough. Okay, so he's moved. Let's go reset over here. And let's focus on this guy. He continues to open fire at the silver figure. Rolling for attack. Whoops, 5 is a hit. We'll let that stand. 4 is a success, so no damage done. Okay, next the silver. He also has a melee weapon, and I think it's a gun. It's some kind of wrist-mounted weapon. So, but I'm going to go based off the figure's that large warhammer. So he's going to go up to him and attack. There we go. Roll, rolling for attack is a 2. That's a fail. Okay. Next is going to be this guy here. He will travel to the bottom left corner of our screen and open fire at this miniature here. Rolling for attack. 2 is a fail. There we go. Now we're going to focus on the miniature he just fired at. This guy has guns, so he's going to open fire. Rolling for attack. 5 is a hit. 4 is a block. Okay, back over here. This guy's the last one on the map, at least from what I can tell. Yep. So he's going to go up the stairs. The entire game is spending going up the stairs. But he does see the big guy here, and he does have a gun, so he will open fire. Though this guy has a vantage point, a height advantage, so I will add a -1 modifier to this roll because he's firing from a stairwell facing up. Oh, okay, that -1 did screw him, so he has a 3, which is a fail. Okay, that's it for this wave. On to the next one. Okay, back to our next wave. We have these two up here that are still going at it. This guy will fire at him, rolling for attack. 1 is a fail once again. This guy's going to back up a little bit and fire back at him. 3 is a fail. Okay. Next is these two. He's going to jump back and shoot because he's hurt now. So he gets some distance between them. We're rolling for attack. 3 is a fail. A lot of 3s today. All right. This guy's going to go near the doorway, but still open fire. Okay, here we go for attack. 3. Oh my God, another 3. I gotta get more roll on these. But he has activated. Now we're gonna move our way down the board here. These two are in a melee match, so let's roll for this guy attacking the gray figure. Okay, I'm gonna reroll because I'm rolling 3s too often, so let's roll on the board. 2 is a fail. Okay. All right, now we're rolling for the silver to attack back. 3 is a fail. Now we're going to focus on these two down here to the bottom left of the screen. He's going to rush up at him and use melee. 4 is a success, finally a different number than 3. We're on to defend. 5 is a success, so that was a failed attack. The gray figure is going to back up and attack back. Is a success for 4. Let's roll for defend. 5 is also a success, like that. Okay, back to this bottom right corner. And this figure is going to shoot back, or actually he can't shoot, I didn't give him a weapon, so he's going to run down and attack with melee. Okay, let's roll for attack. 3 is a fail. All right, now he's going to obviously back up just a bit and fire. No disadvantage for this one, just a standard roll. 1 is a fail, so he had some pressure put on him, and there you go. All right, so that's all the figures from what it looks like, and now we're going to go on to the next wave. Obviously, a lot of failed shots in that last one. Here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to experiment. I mentioned earlier, I'm going to try opposing rolls. No more aiming for 4. Let's try it out and see how things turn out. Okay, let's reset the board. Okay, I do like how we have these little battles going on. That was what I was hoping for. So let's resolve these two first. Like I said, this will be opposing rolls. I'm going to roll both dice, and whoever wins the roll gets the deal the damage. Okay, so this guy's going to run up to him, use melee with his gun, just kind of use the butt of his gun, and we're rolling for attack. All right, red was the defender, so that means he takes a wound, like so. Okay. Next is going to be the same guy. Now he's going to attack, opposing rolls, like I said, and he succeeds. So he knocks this character out. That's a very quick resolution. All right, let's move that activation coin over here. All right, that's our first death for the game. Now let's focus on these two. So he's going to shoot at him. Blue, oh, okay, the defender won that one, so he knocked out this figure. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to focus on these two. He's going to back up and fire back. Let's roll for dice. Blue gets the winning shot on that one. So we'll give him a wound. Okay. Now we're going to roll for the silver miniature attacking back at the blue. Blue is the attack. Red, he gets it. All right. So he's also wounded. I do kind of like this a little more. We'll see how it works out, though. Okay. Now we're going to focus on these two guys down here. He's going to move back at him and melee, rolling for attack. Oh, it's a tie, so we have to re-roll. And that is going to be the defender gets the winning, deals damage. Okay, so he gets a wound. And then now the gray, he'll attack him. Rolling for attack. He does succeed, so he knocks out this figure. Activation moves over here. Whoops, okay. These two guys. All right, the big guy's going to run down and attack. Rolling for attack with the opposing roll. Oh, he actually took damage in that one. So that means, oh, the big guy is knocked out. Wow, okay, underdog. All right, and he has been activated. There you go. We lost up to half our figures with that new rule. On to the next wave. Okay, focusing back at the top here. Now this guy turns around and sees him in the hallway. So we're gonna roll for attack. Here we go. For the 6 against the 3 there, a success, which means he actually shoots this guy and kills him, taking off the board. All right. So there you go. And obviously, I'm not really tracking KO here. FYI, it's just last man standing. So he moved. This guy heard the gunshots. He's going to run out and shoot back at him. Opposing roll. Oh, he got him. All right, so this guy's knocked out. Oh, now they're dropping like flies with this new roll. There we go. Activation token. This guy is going to. Let's see. He's going to go around the corner. Oh yeah, he can easily move within 6 inches and hit him from the back. Let's do a advantage because he's from behind. Just a moment of a house rule here. I'll roll 2 dice, choosing the highest blue for the result. Okay, here we go. 4, they both were 4, so that was a failure. But because he was ambushing him, or it was a sneak attack, he's not going to get hurt because even though he lost the roll. So that's all he can do. And we'll move the wound up to there. Okay, next we got focused on this guy. He obviously heard some combat happening behind us, so he's going to run up here and shoot down with the advantage. So I'll roll 2 dice and the opposing roll. We'll choose the highest roll for the attack. Oh, still a fail. So he shoots back at him and he takes 1 wound, like so. All right, now it's back to him. He's going to run up while shooting back at him, but with a disadvantage. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to roll 2 blue die, but choose the lowest roll for the attack. 5. He still actually got it. So he eliminates this pawn here. There you go. Okay, that's it for that wave. I don't have to pause it because this will take me no time to remove the pawns or remove the activation tokens. Okay, so we're going to have this guy here turn around, back up, and then shoot. So let's roll for the attack. And that's going to be the blue. So he actually eliminates this big guy here. All right. So he's done his part. Now we're back to the other remaining figure. Well, these are the last 2 left. He's going to move up to the top of the stairwell and make his way towards the gunfire. I won't need tokens anymore as these are the last 2 survivors. This guy's going to enter the hallway and see him, then an open fire. Yep, he actually has a gun on him. And open fire. Rolling for the opposing roll. And 3 actually gets the shot. Like so. Okay, now he's going to run up and shoot. Kind of carelessly. Rolling for attack. Blue actually loses the roll, and he gets a wound. Okay, he's going to run up to him and use melee. Let's bump that over a bit. They both are wounded. Here we go. This could be the deciding factor. Whoever wins this wins the game. Rolling for attack. And red is the victor. He wins. This guy's knocked out. There you go. Our victor is this kind of a grayish green figure. He wins this free-for-all Slayer game. And let's just say he gets all the treasures down here. There you go. Okay, that was a little more chaotic on the second half because I adopted that opposing house rule. Let me know what you guys think. It did speed things up a bit, but this was a Slayer game, so we want to see a lot of carnage. But at least we had the underdog. I'm pretty sure that was the guy from the bottom of the stairwell, I think. I didn't really been keeping track. But yeah, that'd be hilarious if it was. I'll have to rewatch the video if it was. So that's really it. It's, again, simple 20-minute match. Just full free-for-all Slayer. Not really an objective game like I've been talking about lately, but I'm going to plan my next objective game, which I think will be a detonation game, basically. 2 sides. One side has the bomb, and they try to get into the other person's base. So that's it for today, guys. Work has been pretty gruesome to me this week, so the short videos are gonna. This one kind of helps because I just have to get some rest, but I still wanted to actually make a video for you guys to enjoy. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.